Hey guys, I know I made a video a little while ago about my thoughts on the nominees, but since voting has started, I decided to just make a video of me showing my votes and what I might think. So, yeah, let's do it. Oh, obviously it's for the Game Award nominees. Of course, my computer is being very slow. All right. So obviously for Game of the Year, again, I am super bummed out that Returnal didn't get nominated for Game of the Year because I would have definitely given it to that one. Um, I know a lot about these games and I've seen, playthroughs of almost all these games since last time. So I would still say, personally, I think Metroid Dread is my game of the year. I mean, if it wasn't for Returnal not being nominated, I would have given it to Returnal. But since it's not, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to uh Metroid Dread. All right, so next category, best game direction. For me, it would have to be Returnal. Deathloop was cool. It Takes Two was really good too, especially the whole co-op. There's like it being based on co-op. This whole premise is just being co-op. It was really really good. Psychonauts again also super amazing, and Ratchet and Clank also really really good. So actually, now that I think about it, maybe I would put Psychonauts 2 over Returnal, but I don't know. Returnal is just so good. Like the horror of it in the first half, and then once you start getting used to it, like the bullet hell, obviously Housemarque's trademark. You know, that's what they're known for. Housemarque, they're bullet hells, they're shooters. So yeah, I still think I'd give it to Returnal. Best narrative. Guardians really caught me by surprise. It was surprisingly very good. It Takes Two also really really good. Life is Strange, True Colors was great. I really really enjoyed the story of that one. I watched the playthrough of it, and it was really really good. All the decisions you make and all the twists and turns and all that, and the emotional the way they made it so maybe taking some emotions isn't a good thing. So I thought it was really really good. But man, Psychonauts 2, I really really liked the whole premise of dealing with these problems and mental illness. And again, I don't want to go into spoilers just in case anybody hasn't watched, played the game, but there's really profound moments in that game, and I really, really think it was, I really, really think I think it is the best narrative, I would say, for Psychonauts 2. Best art direction, again, Psychonauts 2 is just so good. Ratchet and Clank was really beautiful too. Uh, Kenna, again, I actually watched the playthrough of Deathloop and Artful Escape, but not Kenna. So I really can't say, but I've heard really good things. But since I would have to go based off it, I think Artful Escape is my go-to just because of all the crazy creatures and the psychedelic nature of it. Really, really good. I think I'm gonna give it to Artful Escape. Let's see. What's this? Sorry. Best score and music. Now, I went over this in my other video that I don't know what I Cyberpunk and Marvel is because well actually digging after I said that after I dug more into Cyberpunk and I realized that a lot of those songs were made for the game uh CD Projekt Red they hired these bands to create these songs for the game. They were made for the game. So I would say Cyberpunk. I do see now why it's included, but not so much Guardians. Guardians has again, it's unfair to say only licensed music because there are some melodies and compositions that are original to it, but it's just so overshadowed completely by the licensed music that I can't see myself giving it to that. Same Deathloop, it was all right. I didn't personally I didn't find it all that great. Near Replicant, very actually super good. Very I wouldn't say classical because it's not classical at all, but it's just very traditional compositions I would say in the way they're structured. I could be completely off. Artful Escape was good, but I don't know. There's sometimes the twangingest. Well, I guess that's from when you're. I guess that's when from when you're playing, your songs. Hmm, I'm gonna go a bit controversial here, and I guess I'm going to go near because I did like it a lot. Best audio design. Oh, I'm giving this to Returnal. It was just so good, so good. Best performance. Again, she was good, but she's only in the game for not that long. I just didn't see it. I would definitely give this to Alex Chen, or forgive me, Erica Mori, because that character and the way it goes throughout the entire game, that character is so captivating and so good. So yeah, I would definitely give it to uh, Erica. Games. Okay, so these I haven't played any of these, and obviously that can change. So I really can't say anything about it. Really, hmm, I guess just by default because it's the only game I know, I would have to give it to True Colors. Best ongoing. I'm biased here. I have to go Final Fantasy. I I've been playing that game. It's the only MMO I ever really played, and yeah, I'm biased when it comes to that. I love Final Fantasy. It's so good. I do find it weird though how it's being nominated now. It's been around for so long, and people could say Shadowbringers, but even Shadowbringers, for that's been out for I want to say a few years. Yeah, a few years already. I want to say the only reason it's nominated now is because of the giant surge of new players that it's gotten and how big how big it's exploded into the mainstream. I want to say, I mean, it's always been mainstream. I guess how it exploded into the eyes of so many new gamers. So I kind of find it a bit weird, but I still would give it to Final Fantasy. Best indie. Again, I find it weird that Kenna Bridge of Spirits is in here. I never thought of that game as an indie game. I completely thought of it as not necessarily AAA, but up there. Uh, that being said, I think Death Door. I really, really like that game. Well, because I like Souls games a lot, and it's like it gives me that feel, and it's done well. Because there are some Soul-like games that are just not that great, and this one was actually really, really good. I would say Death Door. Best mobile game. I don't play any mobile games. It would be wrong of me to vote, but seeing as how you can't move on without it, let's say Pokemon Unite. I don't know. I have no idea. Best community support. Again, I'm super biased. I'm gonna say Final Fantasy. Innovation and accessibility. I really don't look into the options of these games that much, so I really can't say how it is for how they go about it. I mean, from when I was checking out Guardians, they had quite a few nice accessibility options and all that. Uh, I don't know. Ratchet and Clank. Best VR AR. Again, I don't really know. Heard good things about RE4 though, so and I like RE4, like the original GameCube, PlayStation, PS3, Xbox, all the different versions that have been re-released since forever. I've liked all of them, so give it to Resident Evil. Best action game. Again, I want to say Returnal. I can't get enough of that game. It was just done so well that it gets my vote. Best action adventure. I want to say Metroid Dread. But Psychonauts 2 is super good too. Ratchet and Clank was really good. Guardians was great, but my playthrough of this game is on my YouTube channel. And if you watch the last video, the last half or last quarter of the game was a complete laggy mess for me. It was so bad. I wanted I there are points like you could probably hear me getting frustrated and there were points where I just wanted to rage quit because it was so laggy and I'm playing the game on a Series X. So it shouldn't have a problem. And I for me I can't give it that just because I had that experience with it. I'm gonna say Psychonauts 2. I really like that game. Even though if you watch my playthrough, I suck at the game and I didn't utilize all the tools correctly. It's because it has all those tools and the way you're supposed to play is so good, even though I didn't play it the way you're supposed to play. I thought it was fantastic and I think it was a great adventure as well. Best role playing game. I'm sorry, but Cyberpunk should not be in here, man. Especially with the infamy you accumulated when you were on your release. Monster Hunter Rise, I love World and Iceborne. I played those 24 hours a day. I love those games. But I don't, for whatever reason, I could not get into Rise. Not sure why. Scarlet Nexus I played, it was really good. Shin Megami Tensei, this game literally came out a few weeks ago, and it's kind of hard to gauge. I mean, reviews have been, well, actually, I think I've only seen one review from the Easy Allies, and Ben Moore absolutely loved this game, and I hold his reviews and I would hold all the Easy Allies reviews to high regard. They're usually always right on point for me. But I find it so weird because this game has not been out long enough. And so to be in this category, it feels like they're just stretching to find games. And I'm pretty sure there were other role playing games from throughout this year they could have put in here instead. So I just find it a little weird. Tales of Arise, I watched a playthrough recently, and it was really, really, really entertaining. I This one's a hard one for me. For me, it's between Scarlet Nexus and Tales of Arise. I think I'm gonna give it to Tales of Arise because Scarlet Nexus, I did have some qualms about the combat that irked me, and I know that's a bit harsh because obviously it's under the category of role playing and all that, but I think I'm gonna give it to Arise. Best fighting, Strive, obviously. Like Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, as entertaining as that game is, you cannot it has its faults. It needs work. It's not perfect. It definitely needs some patches to fix it up. Virtual Fighter was great too, but Strive was just so good, so amazing, and especially the online. The rollback netcode was phenomenal. Best family game. This is weird to me because It Takes Two, yeah, it's co-op, but it's not that family friendly. I mean, there's some dark moments in that game. The fact that it's like under best family game, it's kind of weird to me because there are some, I forget its name, but the stuffed elephant section. Oh man, that was just traumatizing. Ugh. Pokemon Snap was fine, but again, I don't see it as a family game. Same thing with I'm gonna have to say Mario Party. Best sim strategy, best sim slash strategy. I've seen the only out of all these, the only one I've seen is in Inscription, so I'm just gonna give it to Inscription. Best racing in sports. I hate pretty much EA and FIFA, so I'm gonna give it to Forza. Best multiplayer. The fact that New World and Final Fantasy didn't get nominated, and instead, again, because I find it so weird that Final Fantasy is only now. Well, I mean, it's been nominated before, but I still find it weird that like they're nominating it for other stuff now still. New World has not been doing so great. There's been a bit of pushback on that game. So for it to take up this spot and not put Final Fantasy is a bit weird to me. I think I'm gonna give it to It Takes Two, just because of, again, the game is solely based around that co-op and it does it so well. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to It Takes Two. I don't know any of these people. Give it a dream. Yeah, I don't know who these people are. Best debut indie game. Again, I don't know why. I feel bad for them because the game is good. So I think I'm gonna give it to Artful Escape. Most anticipated. This is so. This right here is so stupid to me. It doesn't even have a proper name, and it's under most anticipated. It's for me. It's between these two, and I want to say it's Elden Ring since it's closer to launch than any other ones. Okay, so those were my votes for the 2020 Game Award or 2021 Game Award nominees. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will probably be watching the Game Awards. I may stream it live. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm still getting used to this new software and equipment, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, please, if you like this video, leave a like, consider subscribing, check out my other videos. I'm also an amateur writer. Please check out my book, Only Human. Links down below. Also, I have another ongoing story called Dangerous Games, and that's on Wattpad. The link for that is also down below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and good night and good game.